Good afternoon. My name is Bianca Cavazos, and I'm going to be doing a how to create a Google poster created by me. And today, Bianca Cavazos, and today is May 2nd, 2018. So, a lot of teachers in the classroom ask, how can they incorporate technology that is relevant for the class that they have? And so I'm going to show you an easy how-to way to create a Google drawing or poster, which is something that is pretty easy to create. And most students do have access to technology in most classrooms nowadays. I know I'm in second grade and they have access to iPads and we still take advantage of Google Classroom. And so by creating a Google drawing or poster, you can share that via your Google Classroom and they can view it and they can look at it. You can use it for different tools such as setting rules for the classroom, setting norms for the classroom, and that way it's just a little bit more interactive than just a teacher standing up at the front and just saying, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. So the first step would be, if you have a Google Drive, would be to log into your Google Drive. You can select New, go to More, and you see this tab, Google Drawings. So you'll click that. It's going to open up a tab. You can see the poster here. The way that you'll start with your poster is that you'll actually right-click and you'll hit that background button, which you can select any background color that you would like. And so that background color, we can just pick red for now, and you see that the whole background will pop up red. And so say if I wanted to create a title for this poster, and you can also adjust the size of the poster on right here on the bottom corner, so you can just scroll that out and it makes it just a little bit bigger. So that way all the text kind of fits nice and neatly based on what you want to convey to your students. So in the way that you would start adding things is you would hit insert and say you wanted to do word art. So then it gives you that option to insert text and stuff like that. So I can just say, since I'm Mrs. Cavazos, we can put Mrs. Cavazos classroom rules. And then you would hit the enter and it pops up already. And so you see that the default is set to like a bluish gray color. So the way that you would alter this color is that you would do this fill color, and you see I can select a range of different colors. I prefer white just because it tends to stand out a little bit more against that background, and it makes it a whole lot easier for students to read. You can also change the font. And so I always like this friendly font, the Comic Sans, which I think is really cute, I think, for teachers. But so you can see where I created Mrs. Cavazos' classroom rules. Now, you can keep inserting word art if you would like, or insert a text box. And so when inserting a text box, you would just kind of get this cursor that pops up and create the size of the text box that you would like. And you see how these lines pop up showing you where it would align to your title, so that way you're not going outside of that border, and you see that that border sets up right there, nice and neat. So I can put rule number 1, and again we can change this color also right here to white if we would like. And so you see it automatically changes to that white color, which is nice for that background. So we can say always put up the materials nice and neat. Because I know if any of you have ever worked with any student, primary grade, secondary grades, some students are not neat. You will have a few students that can usually keep pretty organized. Being in a second grade room, a lot of students just shove stuff in their desk. And we have folders for different subjects. So we have social studies folders, science, ELAR, writing folders that they put all of their stuff in for that subject. And so always put up the materials nice and neat is always a nice rule to have for your classroom, just so you can always have some orderliness in your room. Let me see, and then you can press the enter on your keyboard and it'll automatically pop up a 2 because it's going to start going in that chronological order. You can say always do your best work. And so a lot of students sometimes, especially closer to the end of the year, they're kind of feeling the end of the year coming and they don't want to do as much work as we want them to, especially since it's the end of the year, even though they still have to continue doing this work for the classroom and to get grades for certain subjects and everything. Trust me, teachers feel it as much as the kids do, but of course we can't tell them not to do their work. They still have to do work all year round and they're supposed to turn in their best work always. So if there's a student that we know can accomplish more than what they've turned in, sometimes I will give them an option to do a redo, but that's up to teacher's discretion. But always have the students turn in their best work. Now, say if I got to this point in my poster and I wanted to maybe insert an image. And so the way I would do that is I would press Insert, Image, and then you'd hit Search Web. So whenever you go to click Insert Image, this box will pop up. You can search for Google Images. And so say if I just wanted maybe Google homework clip art. So then I'll select that. And you see a bunch of things pop up. And so I can just click this first image here. And you'll select that, or if you wanted to select more than one, you can. And so right now I just want to select this one image right here, and you can click Insert. It's creating the image, and it has inserted the image. And so say if I wanted to kind of put this over here, we'll maybe make it a little smaller. And you can insert that image to where it fits nicely with the text. And that way it kind of makes the poster a little bit less boring and kind of stands out a little bit more to the student. So that way they like the way that it looks and it's eye-catching for the student also, and not just something that they're just going to look at and never look at again. This is something that they can reference. You can also change the font size on this poster also for, let's say we wanted to do a little bit bigger font, so 18, and again I like that Comic Sans MS font. So we can keep going like this, or let's see. So we can keep going like this, let's see, and then keep inserting rules how we see fit. And just keep going and say if I wanted to add some more rules I can, and I can kind of manipulate this. One good thing about having a Google Drive and creating this poster is that it's always going to save the changes that you make. And so you're never going to have to save this work. It's just as soon as you type, it's going to be saved. And so it's definitely a benefit for teachers, just so a lot of teachers that create maybe Word documents or stuff like that that are not quite up to date as Google is, where they automatically save everything. Sometimes Word does not save everything, and then as soon as you X out, or if your computer decides to shut down on you and do a restart so it can update its apps or whatever, it's not saved. So then you have this as well, which is really nice. So that way, as soon as you're typing, everything is saved and it's nice and neat. Now, if I wanted to insert a video on this poster, I would go to New Tab. Maybe I want to collect something, see something on YouTube. So we'll go to YouTube and we'll see, let's see, a classroom management. See that down there. Scroll down, management, and then maybe insert some, maybe a video showing that being done in the classroom, so that way they can look at this video and see. And again, you don't have to use this video that I'm looking over right now. It's 38 minutes. Now, you don't have to show the students a 38-minute video, but you can have them look at it and just point at certain points in the video where you can see that that classroom management was taken care of, and that it was how you want your classroom to be as well. And so say I want to insert this link, so I want to press copy, And then I'm going to go back to my drawing. Oh, you also want to title your drawing. So these are my classroom rules. So I'm going to put Mrs. Cavazos is classroom rules. This way it's easy to access in Google Drive, and now that you have it titled, you can just save it in your Drive, and then it's easier to access. And so since I copied that link, I'm going to press Insert. Sorry about that. Insert, there we go. And then you see that link. I did not have my text box highlighted, which is an easy way where you can trip up a little bit. I didn't have my text box highlighted, so it did not let me do the link option. Now that I have my text box selected, you can insert that link right there. Paste that link that we just copied. And we might want to title it Classroom Management. So that way the students can see that link, and then they see what this link is for. So then you click Apply. And you see the video is put into your Google poster as Classroom Management and not saved as that long YouTube link. And so that way students can click on it later and reference that for their viewing whenever they get the time to. And then you can keep inserting more stuff. Let me see. Do not fight, which I know a lot of students sometimes get frustrated with others, and they're never supposed to put their hands on another student, but you know it does happen. And so you can always put Insert Image and then search the web. So maybe I want to put in an image about fighting. Let's see what I see. Maybe just select this first image right here. And again, you can select more than one. Click that insert, and then you see no fighting, do not fight. So you see that image inserted. And I can put that over here. If I want to put it over here closer to that rule, then I can. But that way the students can see these images and kind of make sense with the text as well. So they're pairing the image with the text. So say if I have a classroom poster that I've already made, I do have one, rules for using your iPad. And so as you can see, the rules are organized nice and neat. We have the images over here on the side. And then right down here is that link where iPads do and don'ts. And so this is a quick and easy thing without access to technology that students have that can be created and shared via Google Classroom. And that way you can incorporate that technology aspect into your room, and the students get to see an interactive rules that they can reference always because it's shared in their Google Classroom, instead of always looking up at the wall, or sometimes things have to be covered up. And so that way, whenever they are using their iPad, they can look at these rules and see, never have a water bottle or any liquid near your iPad. And I know some students like to keep water bottles on their desk and stuff like that, but whenever they have that iPad on the desk, they need to have their water bottle on the floor. So that way, these are an easy reference tool for students, and it's something that can be used year after year. So in conclusion with my video, a good way to incorporate this technology would be creating this Google drawing. And I hope that I helped y'all learn how to create a Google drawing.